Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lollipop and I am just so excited and grateful because today I woke up to 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos, and especially you guys who are liking my videos and subscribing. I really appreciate that so much, and I just can't believe that we've gotten this far in this short amount of time, and I'm just so happy for that. Also, I recently started an Instagram, and I'll throw out the name of my page right now. It's just Lollipop MTP, just like my channel. And I'm not really too sure what I'm going to be doing there, but I figured I'd make one in case some people want to be checking that out. And I'll probably upload some, nice pictures of my bike and the trails I'm going to be riding, as well as probably some information on new videos I'll be making. And yeah, so please check that out if you're interested in that. But today I am also pretty excited because we're going to be taking my 2020 Trek Marlin 5 on my first intermediate trail in Folsom, California again. But before I get into the details of the trail, I want to address some things that I've been hearing in some comments. And basically, a lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to be upgrading my Marlin 5 at all. And to most of the comments, I say eventually yes, but not at the moment. And I'll kind of give my thoughts on why I'm doing that at the moment. The first reason is just because I want to build my skills up more and try to figure out what components of the Marlin 5 I would actually want to upgrade first and things like that. But another main reason is because I kind of want these trail riding videos to be sort of like mini reviews on the Marlin 5. And I feel like if I upgrade anything on the bike, even something as small as like the grips or the pedals, it will slightly change how I feel on the bike. And it won't give you like a perfect sense of how you're gonna get this Marlin 5 from the store and ride it around and things like that. So I want you guys to get a perfect idea of how a 2020 Trek Marlin 5 rides, or 2021, since they ride pretty similar or pretty much exactly the same according to the specs that have been changed on their website. But especially, if I were to upgrade something like the suspension fork or the drivetrain, it's no longer going to be a Marlin 5. It's going to be like a Marlin 5 that I've upgraded and made it kind of my own and kind of custom. And I feel like obviously I can differentiate like what parts of the Marlin 5 are like stock and which parts are upgraded. But what I want to do for these videos is ride every trail that I have planned in Folsom on the stock Marlin 5 without changing anything, and see where it excels, where it might need some upgrades. And then when I have finished riding all of those, I'll upgrade some parts. And obviously I'll do videos of me upgrading those and like tell you guys why I chose which part I chose to upgrade. And then I will re-ride those same trails again and tell you guys how well the Marlin 5 was able to be upgraded, as well as, if the upgrade is like worth the money, if it's a good upgrade to the Marlin 5. But with that said, for now, I'm going to keep it stock and ride all these trails. And one last thing before we begin, actually, I was riding the other day and I noticed that the Marlin 5 actually does have the ability to switch 2 gears at once. Downshifting at least, or going to a lower gear, like going from 5 to 3 or something like that. I mean, it's a pretty common feature on bikes this expensive and above, but I just didn't know the Marlin 5 had it. And if you didn't, that's a cool thing to know. But it only does that going down, like from 3 to 1 or 5 to 3. But with that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the trail we're going to be riding today. So it is my first intermediate trail on the Marlin 5, and it's called the Coyote Trail in Folsom, California. And if you happen to live in the area, I'll throw up a map of it right now and show you guys like the route I'm going to be taking. And then I'll also show you guys where the trail actually starts, because I looked at a lot of maps before coming here and I could not find the start of the trail for the life of me. And I actually had to like go to the end of the trail and then reverse and go back to try to find the beginning. So I feel like this, might help some people out if you live in the area to find the trail. And it is a pretty fun trail. It's not that well like paved or anything, because I feel like a lot of people don't ride it, but that makes it kind of fun because it's really bumpy. So we'll see how the Marlin 5 handles that. There actually is also another part of the trail that's a bit of an obstacle. There's kind of a creek that runs through the middle of it, and there's really like no way to get across it. But I'll show you guys when we get to that part what happens with that. All right, so here we are. It may not look like much right now, but basically in Folsom, you would go to the Safe Credit Union, which is that building right there. Not sure if you can see my finger, but it's basically this building. You go on the side of it, and there's this trail right here, and I'll basically, you can follow along and see where it starts. But I apologize in advance if you hear too much highway noise because I don't know if you can see it in this video right now, but there is a highway running across the side of this trail. But it's a pretty fun trail, so let's get into it. Basically, you just start and you turn right here, and it doesn't really look like much, but it'll start building into a trail soon. It's a pretty windy day as well, so I apologize if you hear a lot of wind noise. Ooh. It's really bumpy over here. I lowered the pressures on my tires because since some people were recommending me to do that, and it does feel better, but this trail is also pretty off-road. Ooh, rocks. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, it doesn't really seem that straightforward, but that makes it more fun in my opinion. Ooh, my foot slipped off the pedal. All right, less bumpy here. Lots of plants in the way though. Oh. Ooh, a little too fast for me. Oh, jump. Woo! This trail is fun. Oh. Oh boy. This gets a little sketchy at times when I'm going that fast. Oh, that's down. That is really far down. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. And oh. All right, so here we are. This is kind of the middle of the trail, and as you can see, there's a creek running through it. I've hiked here before just to see it before I actually take my bike on it, and it was pretty difficult to cross even while walking, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be even harder on the bike. And you pretty much like have to get wet. There's a lot of mud around, so there's not really a great way to get across this. You might be able to do it if you just gun it through with your bike, but I really don't want to get it all muddy and wet right now, since it's gonna make me slower on the next part of the trail. So what I'm actually going to do is go back the way I came from and go around and basically go on the other side of the creek and then start the trail again from there. I think what I might actually do in the future is bring some wood planks or some rocks or something like that to make a bit of a path so you can actually cross the creek, but that's something for the future. And there's some turkeys over there and a baby one if you didn't. Okay, I'm gonna leave before they start attacking me. All right, here we are on the other side of the creek. There is still the turkey over there. I don't know if you can see it, but he's staring at me right now. But yeah, let's go on this trail again and continue. All right. Sorry about the highway noise once again, but we got a bit of a dip here, which should be kind of fun. Ooh. Oh, that's really bumpy. Nice lake. All right, let's go uphill. Nice. That's more flat. Oh, this is fun. That was such a large drop. Wow, that was fun. Lots of uphill now. Great. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the trail now. You kind of just cross this bridge and it'll lead you to this lake by Folsom High School, which is right up ahead. But that's pretty much where this trail ends. It actually does connect to another trail known as Willow Hills Loop, which is kind of a looping trail around here. But I think I'll just link that video at the end of this one when I do ride this trail, and then you can kind of just continue from here. And you know, this totally just connects to the Coyote trail, so you can go on both in one day if you wanted to. It's kind of like one big trail. But yeah, that was the Coyote trail. I think the Marlin 5 actually handled it pretty well. There's nothing wrong with the bike. There's no punctures on the rocks or anything. Obviously I was trying to avoid them and stuff like that. And I actually had no drivetrain issues either, even when I was shifting like a lot of gears at a time. I think the max I shifted was like 2 on one side and then 2 on the other, kind of at the same time. And it still handled it fine, which maybe I'm just lucky, but so far I think everything on this bike is still really great when it's stock. I think that's perfectly fine for these types of trails. I think we've proven today that the Marlin 5 can handle, you know, obviously road riding as well as easy trails, easy to intermediate trails, and intermediate trails. And you know, next time I'll try to find some more intermediate trails and build up my skills more and get some more endurance, because I'm pretty gassed out. Then we'll finally be hitting some difficult trails, and I'll definitely wear more safety gear like that. I wore gloves for this intermediate trail ride. Yeah, I think the Marlin 5 did really well. I never had any really trouble with it this time around. It felt comfortable the whole way through. The uphill riding I feel like could be a little bit better. I did actually use the very lowest gears, like 1 in the front and then 1 on the back, which is like the easiest pedaling uphill you can actually do on this bike. And it was okay. I feel like it could have been easier. Then again, I haven't experienced any other drivetrains or test ridden anything like that. But for this bike so far, I mean, I can live with that completely fine, especially given the $550 or $600 with tax price point of this bike compared to like any other bike that Trek offers or other companies. They're way more expensive. And for like the amount of money you pay for this bike, I think you get like a perfect beginner bike and even potentially an intermediate bike. I feel like this bike, you know, based on different videos I've seen on YouTube and things like that of people upgrading it, it seems pretty upgradable. I'll definitely test that out myself eventually. But for now, that concludes my intermediate trail ride on the 2020 Trek Marlin 5. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and you know, leave any comments or suggestions for me if you have any. I think this video might have been a little bit more shaky, and the camera might have been pointed down more just because I was up off my bike more and not on the seat the whole time since it was really bumpy. And there was a lot of highway nose either, but I can't really do much about that. You know, I hope you guys got a good gist of like how the Marlin 5 handles on these trails, and a good gist of how the trail I was riding feels and things like that. If you want to come check it out yourself, it's pretty fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and keep biking.